Listen, most black people are not Republicans simply because we just is like, y'all racist. I can't hang out with the KKK in them.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati. It's the MC Too Tall Show with your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross, MC Too Tall. Just having my large coffee here from Wild Bagels. And you can get yours delivered right to your home by calling 718-333-WILD. 718-333-WILD. Now let's talk about Jasmine Crockett. Now, it never ceases to amaze normal people how stupid Jasmine Crockett can make a statement. And boy, oh boy, was that statement a stupid one that you saw at the beginning of the video. Comparing the Republican Party, not her own party, the Democratic Party, to the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. For those of you who don't know what KKK means. And if you're a member of Congress, you have to know the history of your country, the good and the bad, and who's responsible for the darker times in our history. Very rarely is it the Republicans that contribute to the darker times in our history. We saw what happened when you have a neocon like George W. Bush in office. So, as a registered Republican, I take that, I own it. That administration was not a good one. But if you look at all the rest of history, we had some racists in the White House, and they were Democrats. We had racists running for president, and they were Democrats. 1972 is not as long ago as you think when you look at the huge span of American and world history. 1972 was the year that George Wallace ran for president. He was the governor of Alabama who stood defiantly against allowing black students to enter a high school. And, that's a Democrat. Now, the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett should know this, was the party of slavery. They were the party opposed to John Quincy Adams abolishing slavery as early as the 1840s. They were the party of secession from the Union. They were the party of the Confederacy. They were the party that was the main instigator of the Civil War. They were the party of the Ku Klux Klan. They were the party of Jim Crow.
They were the party that destroyed and vetoed 5 previous versions of the Civil Rights Act and ultimately became the party that finally passed the most bogus, trashiest version of the Civil Rights Act which exists today. And Lyndon Johnson, when signing that, dropped the N-word, claiming he'd have every one of them voting Democrat for the next 200 years. In other words, he believed that the American black citizen was stupid and would actually believe that the Republicans are the party of racism and oppression, when in actuality, it's been the Democrats all along. They're the party that likes to put people in separate boxes. This is the gay box. This is the trans box. This is the box for the women. This is the box for the disabled. The one unifying thing is that we all are American. And there should be a common ground toward American greatness. We should all share the same basic values and principles. There should be a highly similar moral compass between all of us, between what is right and wrong. And it all is represented and symbolized by our stars and stripes of the American flag. But when you hoist that flag up, there will be radicals that'll say this is divisive. What about the women? What about the black people? What about the foreigners that come here and don't want to assimilate? What about the men who get sex change operations to become women? What about the men who don't get sex change operations but bombard themselves with hormones, put makeup over their bearded faces, and insist that they're women? You are being divisive and you don't care about these people if you say the American flag should be the unifying symbol for all in America. What about the people who surgically implant a 4-inch stainless steel spike out of their right shoulder? You don't care about those people and their needs if you're not recognizing that that is a symbol that is divisive. And that's what the Democrats are about. Complete divisiveness. They want to keep people divided because of the classic tale of divide and conquer. They want to come off as the Samaritans of the very people they have been oppressing for years. Unbelievable, folks, unbelievable. But here we are. So not only should Jasmine Crockett know about American history, she should know about the history of her party and how oppressive her party truly is. They're the party of giving the store away and then coming back years later and saying, now we want something from you that doesn't benefit you, doesn't benefit America, but benefits us and our quest for power. That's the Democrats. They are power-hungry slobs that have people like Jasmine Crockett around as their silly pawns and court jesters. And on top of that, what's with the ghetto talk? We is like, y'all racist. I don't want to hang out with no KKK. And it's like, this is a college educated woman. Is this what a college education brings you? Very unarticulate and so not eloquent. Or is eloquently speaking racist. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. This is where we are. Or this is where we at now. Jasmine Crockett is a disgrace to the halls of Congress, I tell you. So many levels of hell where belong the left, and their blatant misinformation and their lies to the American people. And the wool is being lifted up from the eyes of the American people. People are coming to realize that it's not the Republicans who are the party of racism. It is the Democrats. The Democrats are child molesting Nazis. It's the Democrats who originally sided with Hitler and then eventually sided with the Soviets. And it's like, why bother to pick your poison? We did not need the Soviets to win World War II. We could have kicked everybody's ass on our own and not had any type of compromise with the Soviet Union. We weren't obligated to split Germany in half and give the eastern half to the Soviet Union. We were not obligated to give Poland to the Soviet Union. We were not obligated to give all these other satellite republics to the Soviet Union, like Armenia, Lithuania, Ukraine, and countries like that. We could have freed them all up, right? We could have freed them all up, given the Soviets nothing, and what would they have had? Russia, Siberia, a few of those countries in between, maybe. The countries that they conquered on their own without the help of the Allied forces. Perhaps. But Russia would not have grown into the other superpower known as the Soviet Union had we simply pressed the, if you pardon the expression, the fuck 'em both button. And with that said, I hope everyone's had a joyous, festive Christmas. It's good to be back. I was itching to do a video with the day off, but it was a day of commemoration for Lord and Messiah and God's only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, and you got to give the Lord that respect. And while we're on the subject, my people, respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe. Stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. You be safe out there.